Patrick from the Whiskey Cove sent me 4 bourbons. Are any of these bourbons good? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker. And as you can see, we've got a guest here on the channel. This is Patrick from the Whiskey Cove. Say hello.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for having me here, Nathan. Honored to be here in person somewhat.
And it is an honor for sure. If you guys do not know, we are doing a 4 bourbon blind. Over on Patrick's channel, he's got the other iteration, the other video of our blind that I sent him. And as you can see, he sent me a blind as well. So what we are going to do here is we are going to rank these 4. Patrick, do you want to tell everybody what we've got on the table here? What the categories are?
Definitely. What we have here in no particular order here, Nathan, we have 4 different whiskeys from different price categories. The first price category is $25 or less. The second one is going to be $50 or less. The third, of course, $75 or less. And then the last one, $100 or less. But I have a little secret. It's going to be a little bit more than 100, and that's all I'll tell you, but still counts for that category.
He's treating me nice, and you know, for me, I feel like I don't know if you guys saw his video yet or not, but I think that I might mess up here. And for some reason, I just think I'm not going to get that $100 bottle correct whatsoever. But you never know. You never know. But we decided to go a little bit deeper into this, and we wanted to do a point system for this. So each glass, we are going to be able to get some points for that glass. So if we are able to guess the proof within 4.9 proof points, Patrick, he uses ABV because he's a European. Over here in America, you guys know we use those proof points because we like the higher numbers. We're weird like that. But if I get that within 4.9 points, I get 10 points. If I need a hint, or if he says no and I can kind of gauge where this is going, I get 5 points. Next up, if I get the price range of that specific bottle of bourbon, I get another 10 points. If I guess the distillery, which I probably won't, I can get 10 points. And if one of these in this blind is finished, if I guess that finished specific bourbon, I get another 10 points. So enough of the jibber jabber. You guys come here to watch us drink whiskey and get drunk and have fun. I think I'm ready to drink and have some fun. What about you, Patrick?
I never need an excuse to drink good whiskey. Let's get it going.
That's for sure. So let's start over here on sample A, and let's dive into this nose because I can't wait. I like the color of that one. It's got a nice amber color. Let's get into that nose and find out what this one's all about.
I think you're gonna like this nose a lot. I wonder which is the one that's going to be finished. I just wonder.
That's a finished bourbon right there, right?
I kind of told you it's going to be screamingly obvious, so, you know.
All right, I'm just going to get my 10 points right there. How's that?
I like it.
All right, I like this nose a lot. And if it's what I think it is, I'm going to try and smack it right on the nose. I'm going to give you the proof. I'm going to say 98.
It is not 98.
Really?
It is not 98 proof. If you would like a hint, of course you will, because you got it incorrect. I'm going to say that it's more than 98.
It's more than 98. Okay. So another one that I think that is in this proof range. I'm gonna give it a taste before I give that option.
Of course. Let's do them, because there might be something that's a little different that you might be used to.
I didn't even think about drinking it. I just wanted to go right for the points.
No, you were going straight for the jug.
I'm going for the gut, right for the throat. I like that a lot. Wow. Wow.
Yes. Wow.
That's a killer. But it's not super, super punchy in the proof. It's got a really, really nice cinnamon note in there. I get honey buns. You know, I'm going to guess that this is Amberana.
You will be correct in saying that, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a very distinct nose.
Yeah, and I think this specific bottle, I think they killed it with this Amberana finish. One of my top bottles of the year so far, I think, if I'm completely honest.
Wow.
Yeah, I think this is really great expression.
I'm gonna go with 114.
114. It is 114.2. So you
Wow.
get the 5 points.
There we go. 5 points on the proof. So we got 5 points there. This is going to be your I'm gonna say this is a tough one because with Amberana, you have some that are in that 75 per price point, and then some that are
Mhm.
expensive, you know?
Mhm.
That's the tough part. I don't know any Amberana that's under $50. So I'm gonna take out the 25, I'm gonna take out the 50 immediately. And I'm just gonna go for it. I love it. I love the proof point. I love that it's not super, super hot. And I'm gonna go and say that this is your under $100.
Under $100. It is not under $100. It is under
All right.
75.
It's the under 75. So we got
Under
0 points on
75.
that. All right. Okay.
Which I think we can already agree on is pretty damn good value for money, judging by what the whiskey is in the glass, right?
Yes, yes. Now, what is an Amberana finish that's over $100?
Well, under $75.
Oh, this is the under 75. Yes, yes, yes.
This is the under 75, yeah.
That's under 75 and not super in your face. Is this the barrel Amberana?
Is that your official guess?
Yes.
Okay, I can tell you that it's not the barrel Amburana. So this was a difficult one to really nail down this distillery. I really wanted this bottle in today's blind just because how good it is, and because many people probably haven't tried it. So today, Nathan from the Everyday Drinker, you drunk Doc Swinston's Bossa Nova.
That was my second guess. That was my second guess because, man.
57.1% ABV, 114.2 proof out of Washington State. This is MGP sourced, and then the blended and finished bourbon in Amburana glasses. So yeah, what a great start, I think, right here. I think I'm guessing you were going for the Rio
Yeah,
off
so
the
when I
bat.
was smelling it, I was thinking the Rio, but then when I
Hmm.
tasted it, it had a little bit more punch than the Rio.
Yeah, so I think that's a good indication, just the quality of the whiskey that's in the bottle, and you
Okay.
can find these in a lot of different places as well. As opposed to the Penelope Rio that is not really findable.
Yeah.
So, how many points do we get, boss?
So we got 15 points out of that one.
Okay, I think that's a solid start.
It's a solid start. Now, what is the exact price point of that Doc Swanson?
So when I was looking it up, or when I bought it, we're talking 69.99
That's
here
not
in
bad.
Colorado. No, it's really greatly priced. It is. I don't know what the Penelope Rio is, but this is an aged like 5 to 6 year bourbon, so maybe that's where they're able to save some money on it, and MGP sourced as well. So,
Probably,
but yeah, really,
probably.
really great.
That,
Mhm.
that that's a great price. I know Steven from Tipsy Whiskey is a big Doc Swanson fan.
Yeah, yeah. As you can see up on my left shoulder here, got a bunch of them right here. This is
Yeah,
the
you
pick
do.
of the bunch.
Yeah, you do.
Mhm.
But let's move on to sample B.
Let's do it.
Okay, sample B's nose is very earthy.
I probably should have put the Amburano one at the end because I probably just blown your palate away now. So that was
You did it
maybe a
on
little bit of a
purpose. You
sneaky
did it
thing.
on purpose. Now, Patrick also made sure that we did his blind first, so that when I went into my blind, I was already, on those first couple.
Getting the excuses in early, I love it.
Yes, yes, yes. I like B's nose.
Very different to Glass A, right?
So different. I mean, you go from a finished whiskey to something that is just straight up front bourbon,
Hmm.
but it has a little proof in that nose. Let's get into the palate. Wow,
Yeah,
there's no burn on that at all.
yeah. I think they did a really great job with this one. This is a whiskey that I haven't really drunk much of
Okay.
since drinking bourbon, but lately I've been leaning to it a lot more. It's really great offer, and I really like what they've done with it.
Okay.
I'm trying not to give much away, as you can see.
All right, so I'm gonna go with proof. Wow, that does not drink hot at all. And if it is a higher proof, I'd be very, very surprised. I think I'm gonna go with proof. It drinks like it's in that 100 range, so I'm gonna go right down the middle and say in that 100 proof.
Bing, 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 bing. We got a winner.
All
50%
right,
ABV or 100 proof.
we've got 10 points on that bad boy. Now, price range. Your price range, there's a lot of 100 proof bottles that are under 50, obviously, and that are under 25 that can be bottled in bond. But I'm getting some peanut notes, and that lends to tend towards like a Jim Beam product.
Okay.
I'm getting peanuts off of this, but I
And some
don't.
peanut brittle there.
There's,
Little chunk of peanut brittle.
yeah. I'm gonna say this is your under 50.
You would be correct.
All right, there's another 10 points.
You would be correct. Yep. So 50% ABV or 100 proof whiskey under $50 or less that it isn't finished. Nathan from Everyday Drinker, what distillery are you saying it's from?
I want to tend to lean towards Jim Beam because of that peanut note. I'm trying to think back into like everything that I've had, and that's the hard thing about this is that you have to like go into your brain and try and remember those tasting notes that you've had from something, whether it was your first sip of it, your third sip of the night, or if you had a bunch of sips and this is something that you had, you gotta dig deep. Or if it's something you've never had before, you have to try and like decipher like what are those notes that distillery is known for, And
Some of those cornerstone hallmark notes. Yeah, totally
exactly.
agree.
I'm gonna take it out on the limb, and I'm gonna go completely off of what I was thinking, and I'm gonna say Wilderness Trail.
Wilderness Trail. Do we have a bottle of Wilderness Trail for under $50? There's 100% ABV or 50% ABV, 100 proof. We do not because we have Old Forest 1897. Sorry
Really?
to be the bearer of it. Yeah, so this isn't
Wow.
an Old Forester offering I've never really drunk much of. But was lent to like 1920, 1910.
Yeah.
But I've had this lately, and this is a phenomenal, phenomenal bottle. It is bottled in bond. You did say that earlier on, but sadly you don't get any extra points for that. But you were pretty close, but
Wow.
you went off the beaten
That's
path a little bit there. You
that's
went
funny
into the
because I
wilderness
mean
and on the trail.
I just picked this bottle up today. It is
Uh,
our local group pick. It's an Old Forester single barrel, bottled at 100 proof, and I have a bottle of the 1897 that I did when I got the 1924,
mhm.
and I wanted to compare the two, but I thought that the 1897 was a little light. It had that, it's a little younger, I think, compared
Yeah,
to the 1924. 1924
yeah,
is supposed to be, over 10 years.
yeah.
But after having that was a really, really nice pour. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that
No,
bottle whatsoever.
I think, like I said, a bottle that surprised me a lot lately and something I really like. Do you know what's just happened, though, Nathan?
What's that?
We have two price categories left. Less than 25, $100. We're back here
Oh
again.
no. This is where it gets rough, everybody. This is where it gets rough. It's am I going to make myself look like a fool, or am I
Exactly.
going to actually get the full 20 points possible here in these next two? We're gonna find out. Let's move into glass C and dive into this nose. I like that. It's got a little mustiness, but I don't think it's super musty. A little touch of an oak. Let's get in the palate. Let's not make this video too long. I'm gonna
How
say
many?
the proof is 90.
90 proof. You would be incorrect.
Really?
You would be incorrect. Yeah. I assume that we need to provide you with a hint at this point.
I would like one.
That hint would be it is higher.
Higher, okay. Let's get in that one more time. Whoa, I got a little. When I went in there for a second nose, I got a little hint of celery.
Oh, damn. There you go. That's a note.
That was a weird one.
Your wife's just upstairs with your girlfriend cleaning out the glasses with celery.
Pretty much. I never know what she cleans my glasses with.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I think that my palate was still a little off from that one, but definitely a little higher proof. On that proof, I think, I'm gonna go 118.
Incorrect. A 100 proof.
100 proof again. Wow, you got me. You stumped me on that.
That leaves us with one last question, Nathan. Distillery. Because we know it's not finished. So
We know it's not finished. I'm also going to say that this is your under 25.
You're going to say under $25. You would be correct. That is under
All
$25.
right, under 25. There's 10 points.
In the bag.
10 points secured. Oh man, I'm getting some really nice bright notes out of this.
Well, you were pretty close with Jim Bean. He was in the same state as, it's not too far away from Louisville. Like,
Not too far, right? Just completely different.
I don't know why I'm nosing mine. Like, I'm trying to figure out what it is because I already know what it is.
We do that all the time. We know what it is, and we're like, oh, I'm gonna
Oh, this could
find all
be.
the nuances.
If I didn't know what it was, maybe I could think it was this.
Yeah. It's sweet, which makes me think that it might be a weeder because I'm not getting much rye spice. Lux Row.
We are saying Lex Row. So for 10 points,
Oh my God.
when I see, I won't say too much if someone hasn't already watched the first part of this blind, but what do you think about that bottle?
So it's so I'm so indifferent on the Evan Williams bottled and bond. I always recommend the Evan Williams 1783. Um,
hmm
but going into this one here, I don't know how long you've had that bottle
hmm
compared to my bottle, and I don't know how the batches differ. I don't know if they take their time and blah 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 with the bottle and bond. But my specific bottle, I'm not the biggest fan of. But if I had a bottle that's this glass, I would probably recommend it because I think I might
Yeah.
have got a bad batch. You never know, and that happens.
Yeah, definitely. It does happen from time to time. This is my favorite. There's a reason why I have a handle of it. It's my favorite to go whiskey in a cocktail. I love an old fashioned, this whiskey sour. It
Hmm.
has a little hotter, some of those hotter notes. And the first thing you said actually was it's really sweet or like candied forward up front. And that's
Yeah,
kind of like the note I get from this. Maybe a little bit of candy, a little bit of strawberry. And then when you said celery, I actually do pick up a little bit of celery in there.
you
So
get
that's
that
super
celery, right?
interesting. Yeah, that's
That's
interesting
funny.
that you say
That's
it.
so funny. I mean, I go back into it and I get that as it's just a little hint of celery,
hmm
but nonetheless, I mean, Evan Williams bottle and bond. Patrick, your bottle not bad. My bottle, I don't recommend. But
That's sometimes how it works.
we're gonna dive into D here, and I'm gonna get those free 10 points. I'm gonna get that it's the one that's under $100. But like you said, it's over $100, and I appreciate you being so generous.
Yeah, I definitely wanted you to try this bottle or can because I can't quite disclose what it comes in yet. I'm just throwing.
A
I
can,
can't quite.
a
I
can
can't
of
quite tell you.
bourbon under or over $100.
I can't quite reveal what vessel it comes in just yet. I'm just trying to throw. I'm just trying to throw you off.
Oh man, that nose is wonderful.
Okay.
It's so sweet.
It's definitely the darkest whiskey out of the four, isn't it?
It's
Just looking at it, like
very dark.
very oily.
It really is. It's viscous, and I mean, you could like dip your nose in this glass, and it doesn't singe your nose hairs. You get all of the nuances that this has to offer. I get strawberry, I get cherry. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is a barrel proof product.
Did you want to taste first, or are you just going to dive in?
Oh, I'm gonna taste test it, but I'm thinking. I'm
Oh
first
yeah.
enjoying the nose.
We will not reveal. But I don't even know what the proof is on this.
Wow, that's oaky. That's very oaky. Wow, that has me contemplating life because it is a finish that lingers and lingers and lingers.
So I will say, when I first got this bottle, I don't enjoy it as much as I do now. I'm not going to reveal why, but going back to it, every time I seem to go back to this bottle, it seems to get a little better, just a little bit better, another a little bit better again. And
Mhm.
it's almost changed so much since the neck pour,
Yeah.
which is a surprise. Well, it shouldn't surprise me. It's over $100.
Mhm.
It should be there or thereabouts. But it's
But
interesting
that's
to see
the
how it's
funny
changed.
thing with bourbon is how like it can change from your first sip to your absolute last sip out of that bottle and what it does and that evolution of that bottle. So with how that affected my palate, I'm gonna go out and say that this might be 135 proof.
135 proof. I can tell you are incorrect, and it is less.
Less. Wow, that it had a finish of something that was really, really high.
I can definitely see that.
Let's go 126.
It says 126. I believe that will be incorrect too.
Oh,
This is 58% ABV or 116 proof if math serves me correct.
116. Wow, does that see I'm guessing the proof, not because it's hot, but because of
Mhm.
how long that lingers and just sits on your tongue. It's super creamy, it's super viscous. It has the mouthfeel of something that's higher proof, but it doesn't have the burn of something that's high proof. Like I have a couple of like this hazmat I have. It's 143.68 proof. Doesn't drink hazmat whatsoever. And that's the weird thing. It's like once you get into those higher proofs, it's all subjective, and I commend you. Everybody go watch Patrick on his video because he dialed it in. So we got proof. We got proof wrong. Proof is 0.
I dialed it in until I didn't on the $25 to $100 bottle, but let's not talk too much about that.
Now
So didn't get the proof.
didn't get the proof. It's got that double oaky presence to it, but it tastes. It has that same flavor profile as the 2XO Gem of Kentucky, the 13th Colony Double Oak. It's got that oaky punch, but it's sweet. It's not bitter, and it's also
I think they
dark.
did. I was just going to say, I think they did a really good job with kind of like a lot of that oak spice and barrel characteristic. That sweetness kind of backs it up a little bit and kind of mellows it out.
Yes, very, very much so. Wow, this is a rough one. You put me into a spiraling, like just ball that is rolling down a hill and will never reach its end.
I'll be
I've
impressed.
never had
I'll be
this
impressed if you get this
before.
one.
I've never had it before, but I talked to somebody within the past couple weeks about this specific bottle. I'm gonna say, because I've never had it before, and I don't know if I've ever had this one before, I'm gonna say Belle Meade.
Belle Meade, Belle Meade do some great offerings of some great whiskey. However, I've never had Belle Meade, a bottle down in the Whiskey Cove. I've been able to try some today. You did that. That wasn't correct, in case that wasn't obvious.
Obviously.
But today, you drunk Old Carter, Colorado Batch 1.
Wow. Old Carter. That
58%, 116 proof. Bottle number 698 out of 739. Straight bourbon whiskey, very small batch, very filtered, never cut. Yeah, it just came out in Colorado this year. This is the first time it ever came to Colorado. Do you want to take a stab on the price just for the laugh of it?
So I believe MSRP on these is around 200, so I'm gonna say probably 225.
Yeah, 225 out the door. That's exactly what it was. They had a bunch of these drop, like you said, 739 bottles came to Colorado, and I feel like there was a bunch that dropped in the front range here at the straight time. So I picked this one up. Like I said, it wasn't that good when I first had it. It came across really youthful, which is really unique because it doesn't taste anything near that anymore. Like I had a real yeasty note in there, and that kind of reminded me of something youthful. But here today, and maybe that like 3 or 4 months on. Fantastic. Really, really great. Maybe need to change some of my reviews based upon this now.
Now, does it say small batch on the top? Very small batch?
Yeah, very small batch.
So from what I know, most of Old Carter is in that 8 to 12 year range. So the youthfulness, it could just be from that first sip that you had. And like we were saying, evolution of that bottle completely changes, So something to think about, you know, and where that bottle might end up later on in its life. You never know. It could be a top 5 bottle for you.
Yeah, you never know. Like I said, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Elijah Craig 18. When I first got that bottle, I wasn't the biggest fan of it whatsoever, but now I just keep going back to it. It's one of my favorite bottles, and it
Yeah.
just goes to show how whiskeys change over time, and maybe our palates change over time to be accustomed to that. And what's good for one person could be completely different for another person there. Do you know what your final score was, Mr. Nathan?
So my final score is, unfortunately, I got 0 points on that last bottle there. But hey, it was, I think it was a win in my book to be able to drink that bottle right there. So I'll give myself 100 points on that. But no, it's 0 points on the last one. My
Well,
total here.
you got the price category, right, didn't you?
Oh
So you
yeah,
get
yeah,
10
yeah. I
points
got
on
10
that.
points on that. You're right. You're right. I shorted myself there. I am at 30, 40. I'm at 55 points.
Yeah, pretty close battle in the end there, boss.
It was a
I
close
think we
battle.
I think we can call it a draw after I said the 25 bottle was the $100 bottle and the $100 bottle was the $25 bottle. So I think we're about even if I'm completely honest.
I think so. I think so. But guys, make sure you go check out Patrick's video, Whiskey Cove. He is linked down below. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He does the tier list that you did a couple months back were absolutely amazing videos. And I think that's what really like you got thousands of views on those, and that's what really bumped you up. Because I think we're neck and neck in subscribers and we're climbing evenly.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to hit 6K. So
Yeah,
right there, I think, which would be good.
yeah.
Uh, it is what it is, you know, just making videos, having fun, drinking good whiskey. You know, what more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for, right? We drink whiskey for fun. We drink it for you guys. This is all for science. But Patrick, again, I can't thank you enough for wanting to have me in this video series that you are undergoing here. And like I said, check his channel out down below. Till next time, this has been Nathan and Patrick with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.